It's Thursday, June 19th. In the headlines, the opposition bemoans the ongoing teacher migration that is affecting the island. Senior official says the Education Ministry is moving to strengthen literacy support. In business news, the Bank of Jamaica says remittances are up. Regionally, St. Lucia's Prime Minister, Philip J. Pierre, advocates regional unity at 77th Organization of the Eastern Caribbean States Authority meeting. And in sports, sprint legend Usain Bolt is officially named a Guinness World Records icon. This is the news on PBC Jamaica. I'm Simone Absalom Gale. Opposition Member of Parliament Dr. Maurice Guy is taking the government to task about the ongoing issue of teacher migration. Speaking at the sectoral debate in the House of Representatives on Tuesday, Dr. Guy says teachers are being poached by foreign systems that offer them more resources.
This is not a natural phenomenon. It's a policy failure. We have repeatedly asked the government how many teachers have left over the last 5 years. How many classrooms are without specialist teachers? What is the plan? It is clear, Mr. Speaker, there's no plan.
He says the students are being negatively impacted by teacher migration.
Only 18% of our students are passing 5 or more CSEC subjects, including maths and English. That means 82% are not academically equipped to access quality jobs, tertiary education, or meaningful advancement in life. That is the cost of teacher migration.
Dr. Guy notes that several factors play into what he describes as a crisis and brain drain.
The PNP has major policy initiatives to address the crisis. We will not allow this brain drain to continue unchecked. We have developed a comprehensive teacher retention plan, NHT mortgage benefits for teachers, vehicle duty concessions for teachers, student loan forgiveness for teachers, free internet for teachers, modern classroom and staff rooms for teachers, and a national campaign for teacher respect.
Education Minister Dr. Dana Morris-Dixon is appealing to parents to complete their registration on the designated portal before Friday in order to access their children's primary exit profile results without delay. Speaking at Wednesday's post-cabinet press briefing, the Education Minister announced that the portal will be opened to schools at 11 a.m. on Friday, with parents gaining access at 1 p.m. the same day.
PEP results, PEP 6 results, will be distributed this Friday. All right. 2 days from now. We will start by opening up the portal to the schools at 11 a.m. and then we will open it up to parents at 1 p.m. Now, I have a message to parents. Only 10,000 parents of the 30-odd thousand children have registered on the portal to see their children's grades. Where are the other 20-something thousand parents? Where are you?
She warned that failure to act now could lead to delays due to system overload, an issue experienced in previous years.
In order for you to get your child's grade, you need to use the SMS. An SMS has been sent to you. Please use the SMS. It gives you the information on registering on the system, because every single year the system goes down. Why does it go down? Because parents are trying to register all at the same time and also trying to access at the same time. Let us do that today. Let's do that tomorrow. Let us register to get the results. And so on Friday, I expect to see some very happy children and parents across Jamaica. The wait is over.
Dr. Morris-Dixon says early action will ensure a smoother experience for all when the PEP results are released on Friday. The Ministry of Education is moving to strengthen literacy support in schools following growing concerns about students' reading levels. A senior official says new training sessions are being planned for early grade teachers to reinforce classroom efforts. The update came during Wednesday's post-cabinet press briefing. Danita Rodney has the details.
The Ministry of Education is ramping up its literacy push with a series of early grade reading workshops set to begin on June 23. Senior Education Officer in the Curriculum Unit of the Ministry of Education, Dr. Novlet McLean-Francis, says the training sessions, which run until July 1, are aimed at retooling teachers ahead of the reintroduction of timetabled reading for grades 1 to 3 starting September 2025.
Also to explore what we call an integrated reading framework to make it more explicit. It was always there, but sort of implicit. And so in this intervention, we hope to make this reading framework explicit with its attendant approaches and strategies that will be promoted via our early reading training.
Speaking during Wednesday's post-cabinet press briefing, Dr. McLean-Francis said the workshops will strengthen teachers' ability to deliver reading instruction aligned with national standards.
For the early reading, our aim as a ministry is to support or to retool our teachers, not to teach them reading. They have been to college, they have been to university. So essentially, we are retooling them in effectively implementing the reading program in our national standards curriculum. So this is not a new thing. Our curriculum has been around. It was in the schools from 2016 and officially put in the system in 2018, printed versions, online versions.
She noted that the sessions will also create a space for teachers to raise concerns and share challenges they've encountered in the classroom.
Also for teachers to share their challenges. We know some of them, but we want to hear from them. That will be addressed in this intervention. We hope to review some of the components and principles of reading to make certain that everyone is on the same page and to help them to demonstrate their competence in integrating the different components, strands, and strategies of reading.
The initiative is part of the ministry's broader effort to boost early literacy outcomes and lay a stronger foundation for student success.
A fascinating new exhibition shines a spotlight on one of our island's most incredible and often misunderstood creatures, bats. A new exhibition opened at the Natural History Museum of Jamaica on Wednesday. The exhibition, titled Guardians of the Night, celebrates the vital ecological roles bats play, from pollinating flowers to controlling insects. It also highlights the remarkable work of the National Environment and Planning Agency and Bat Conservation International. Marlon Samuels has more in this report.
The National Environment and Planning Agency, NEPA, in collaboration with the Natural History Museum of Jamaica, at the Institute of Jamaica and Bat Conservation International, BCI, have been working tirelessly to keep the spotlight on one of Jamaica's most vital, yet overlooked allies, bats.
You know a lot of Jamaicans are afraid of bats, right? And when you talk about bats, they use the term rat bats. And then they start to think about vampires and all sorts of other things. So this exhibition is very important that Jamaicans understand. So listen, bats are actually very friendly and beautiful creatures. And if you really look on it, they are very important in pollination, dispersing seeds, our whole entire biodiversity efforts, including insects that actually affect us. They actually eat these insects, and it actually protects us and protect our environment.
The exhibition, titled Guardians of the Night, showcased over 20 Jamaican bat species, including 5 found nowhere else in the world.
Jamaica has 21 different species of bats that eat insects, eat fruits, pollinate flowers, They do an incredible job at insect pest reduction, seed dispersal, pollination. It's almost impossible to calculate the full value of these species.
I think bats are fascinating. They're difficult to see at night in nature, but this exhibit has allowed me to see bats up close and personal. Their soft ears and their cute faces. I never knew just how beautiful they were until I had an opportunity to see them up close, and it's marvelous.
The exhibition truly changed the way visitors see bats, turning curiosity into wonder, giving them a whole new perspective.
What have I learned about the exhibition? That bats actually contribute a lot to our society, to our economy, right? And I think that's great to learn that they are a very big part of our ecosystem. So it's actually new for me, so I have relieved just a little bit of my fear.
I've learned that bats not only serve as basically natural insecticides for the plants and for the environment, but only that they actually help with the ecosystem by creating more trees and helping reforestation. I also wanted to shoot a nice concept of mine to debunk a common misconception, a stigma about bats, that they're blind. That's not true. Bats actually can see very well, better than people sometimes. It's just that the fruit bat, Jamaican fruit bat, they like to use echolocation more than their eyes after they consume a lot of food, which is fruits mostly, that makes them a bit drunken. So we're not the only ones that can get drunk, bats can as well.
I've always had an admiration for bats. I've actually seen them come out of a cave and escape them, but coming here I've learned so much more about what they do and how they really help boost our environment, and it's so great to see the hard work that has been put into protecting them and keeping them from going through extinction.
I actually learned that bats pollinate, which means they produce important food for plants, and they actually produce seeds also. So that was a very good takeaway from this exhibition.
I think they're really cool. It's just so spectacular to see all the connections to everything, and they're just like so relevant in everybody's lives everywhere.
The incredible conservation efforts being undertaken not only protect these nocturnal guardians, they also benefit our entire ecosystem.
I believe these creatures are truly the guardians of the night. There's so much that they do that persons don't know about. They are key pollinators, seed dispersers, so bats are truly important, and they really do help to hold the ecosystem together.
The exhibit, mounted at the National Museum of Jamaica in downtown Kingston, places years of scientific conservation in the public eye, with interactive displays designed to dispel myths and deepen understanding of these essential animals.
So bats are very misunderstood, and having such an exhibition as this will enable persons to have a better understanding of bats and the importance and their role in the ecology and maintaining a balanced ecosystem in Jamaica.
This exhibition is timely in that there's a lot of myth out there about bats in Jamaica. Well, people call them rat bats, first of all, and bats have nothing to do with rats. So that's one of the myths. That's the first myth that we're going to dispel. And in addition to that, I think with Bat Conservation International and NEPA doing all of these conservation activities, I think it is important for Jamaicans to understand the value that these animals play in our ecosystem. And I just think it's timely. It has been a long time that over generations, people have thought of bats as being evil, associated with evil, with darkness, and so on. And even caves. People will go into the caves and remove the guano for whatever reason. So there's a need for awareness within our population, as well as for conservation.
The exhibition, designed to engage and inform the public, will also boost ecotourism and preserve Jamaica's reputation as a global leader in biodiversity preservation. For the news on PBCJ, I am Marlon Samuels.
Time now for the business report with Denise Williams.
Welcome to today's Business Report. I'm Denise Williams, here to bring you the stories shaping the financial world. and guiding your journey to smarter business decisions. Let's dive into the top headlines. The Bank of Jamaica says there was a US $9.3 million uptick in net remittance flows to US $2.9 billion during the fiscal year to date March 2024 to February 2025. The result is that net remittances, the difference between inflows and outflows, climbed by 2.1% to US $238 million in February of this year when compared with the same month last year. Investors can gear up for passive income from 3 listed companies. A.S. Bryden and Sons Holdings Limited has declared a dividend of 0.01323 Trinidad and Tobago cents per share payable on July 31, 2025 to shareholders on record as at July 3, 2025. Lasco Manufacturing Limited has declared an interim dividend of 19 Jamaican cents per share payable on July 24, 2025 to shareholders on record as at July 1, 2025. Lasco Distributors Limited has declared an interim dividend of 12 Jamaican cents per share payable on July 24, 2025 to shareholders on record as at July 1, 2025. For the trading period ending June 18, 2025, these were the most actively traded stocks. Toll Road Manager Trans-Jamaican Highway Limited with 2,423,328 units traded, representing 18.05% of market sales volume. International poultry producer Jamaica Broilers Group with 2,411,581 units traded, representing 17.96% of market sales volume. Gas station and auto fuel distributor Regency Petroleum Company Limited with 1,512,479 units traded, representing 11.27% of market sales volume. We now shift our focus to the Forex market rate set by the Bank of Jamaica. On June 18, 2025, the Bank of Jamaica reported US $50.69 million purchased and US $46.07 million sold by Forex traders. Forex traders earned $1.64 per dollar, selling the US at $160.57 and buying the US at $158.56. The Canadian dollar netted Forex traders 92 cents per transaction, with selling at $117.81 and buying at $117.39. The British pound yielded Forex traders $2.07 in profits, with selling at $217.42 and buying at $210.58. For our credit report tip of the day, every founder's journey is shaped by the choices they make and the doors they dare to open. So your credit score isn't just a number, it's a reflection of your dedication, resilience, and vision. By nurturing your financial health, you're not only building a foundation for your business, but also inspiring confidence in those who believe in your dream. Remember, every step you take to strengthen your credit brings you closer to the investors and opportunities that can help you turn your ambition into reality. Given that running a business is a team sport, in addition to your credit score, getting pitch coaching will help you craft compelling, concise pitches that resonate with investors and highlight your financial strength. And that wraps up today's business report. I'm Denise Williams, reminding you that every financial decision is a step toward your future. Until next time, stay focused, stay informed, and keep striving for success. See you soon.
In regional news, Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre participated in the opening ceremony of the 77th meeting of the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States Authority on Tuesday morning. There he championed regional unity before formally handing over the chairmanship of the OECS Authority to Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The details in this report.
Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre, a vocal champion for regional unity and the Pan-Caribbean movement, delivered a powerful speech as the outgoing chairman of the OECS Authority at its 77th opening ceremony. Addressing his regional peers, Pierre highlighted the revised Treaty of Balanced, which he noted articulates the region's conviction for establishing an economic union to foster growth and development among OECS member states.
The course that our states, by virtue of the revised Treaty of Balanced, have charted towards economic union is testament to our determination to place our countries on the road to development, to deliver tangible benefits to all participating states, and ultimately to advance the circumstances of the people of the OECS. For St. Lucia, it is our considered view that this has to be the real litmus test of progress in the economic union and the OECS, the extent to which all the regional policies, laws, institutions, and actions enhance the lives and welfare of our people. This ultimately is the motivation, the justification for integration. A successful OECS integration grounded in the enhanced welfare of our people assumes added significance for us and is consonant with the motto of the government of St. Lucia, which is putting people first.
Stability and regional development form the backbone of Prime Minister Pierre's resolve as he called on leaders to address challenges head-on to ensure the region's forward trajectory.
The quest for an ever stronger OECS has been ongoing. If our countries and people are not only to survive but to prosper, and to do so in spite of the challenges we face today and those we inevitably confront in time, we must be realistic, innovative, nimble, perhaps even stoic, taking into account that the world does not cater to those who are insufficiently endowed to pay the piper.
Pierre is advocating for a sustained collective effort across the region to achieve a more unified framework for free movement and economic integration.
We must be brutal in our self-assessment, rigorous and prompt when adjustments are needed, and uncompromising in striving to attain the objectives of our treaty. The work on the free circulation of goods commenced several years ago. We knew then how critical it was for the OECS to move beyond the existing free movement of goods and people framework, to cement the single space by establishing a regime that would ensure goods would move without fetter once they satisfied formalities of the regional border. I will not dwell on the tardiness that has attended the introduction of this regime. Suffice it to say, the free circulation of goods is a natural correlate to the free movement of people and the establishment and operation of businesses in the single financial and economic states. We must get it done.
Prime Minister Pierre pointed to the introduction of tariffs within the regional space as compounding existing pressures and further underscoring the urgency of advancing regional unity. Solange Alfred, HTS News Force.
Antigua and Barbuda, along with other small states in the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, are being encouraged to speak up as global trade tensions continue to mount. The call came from the World Trade Organization Director General, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, who addressed the 77th OECS Assembly in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Her remarks follow growing unease among member states about the impact of trade barriers on vulnerable economies. Ursel Charles Jr. has the story.
Higher tariffs and shifting trade tensions continue to dominate the news. And while leaders of some of the world's most powerful countries, the G7, were meeting, Leaders of OECS countries were also putting their heads together. Their aim, to find ways to avert what could be crippling effects of the ongoing trade war and tariff implementation. Director General of the World Trade Organization, the WTO, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, joined the 7th OECS General Assembly meeting Tuesday to provide direction on how small and developing countries like ours could find solutions. She's encouraged territories to come together and speak up on the issues of trade policy on the most favored nation tariff terms.
Small island economies can be very vulnerable, and they need the stability and predictability of the system. So making your voices heard on the importance of that stability and predictability is very important. And that's one action you can take in banding with other members to make sure that your voices are heard on this issue.
In shaping how multilateral trade systems work, the Director General says OECS territories have as large a voice as any other WTO member country.
Even the way we make decisions, it gives every country that is a member a voice, even the smallest one. And I'm very proud of it, the consensus system, because it means small OECS states can have the same voice as the largest country.
Dr. Ngozi adds the strength of the services trade in the sub-region will mean countries are spared the worst of the contraction predicted in the trading of goods. She predicts growth in the services sector, with one segment of that market leading the way, hailing this as an area of comparative advantage for islands of the region.
But services trade, we were projecting that it would grow at about 5% when goods trade was contracted. Now, we're projecting at about slightly more than 4%. So this is the area where the growth is. But I also want to say that there is a part of services trade that is very important. It's growing the fastest. Digitally delivered services trade. All the trade done via computer networks and digital means is one of the fastest growing. It's worth $4.25 trillion now.
She also credits the capacity of the human resources in the sub-region as a start to this potentially new trade sector for the OECS. She confirms 87% of global trade is done outside U.S. involvement, and those countries should continue to trade among themselves. For ABS News, I'm Ursil Charles Jr.
In sports, we look to athletics. Sprint legend Usain Bolt was officially named a Guinness World Records icon this week as the organization celebrates its 70th anniversary. Usain Bolt joins a distinguished group of global athletes recognized as icons by Guinness World Records, including LeBron James, Cristiano Ronaldo, Zion Clark, Laura Biondo, and Simone Biles. The Icons list honors individuals and moments that have significantly shaped the modern world. The presentation was made by Guinness World Records Editor-in-Chief Craig Glenday, who acknowledged Bolt's unmatched achievements and enduring legacy in track and field. Speaking at the ceremony, Ambassador Bolt said, quote, "I am happy to be an icon. Everybody can be a part of this book. Get the book, go through it, see what you can do, see the possibilities, and try it, because the possibilities are endless." End quote. Usain Bolt holds multiple world records, including the 100 meters and 200 meters sprints, and remains one of the most celebrated athletes in history. And that's the news on PBCJ. Thank you so much for watching.